Hey guys, welcome back to All I See Is W, where we talk about investing, stocks, and crypto. Today, I wanted to create this video to share with you my overall updates on a Bitcoin mining company that is CleanSpark, ticker CLSK. What's been so exciting this week is Bitcoin breaking through the $100,000 price back in December 4th, 2 days ago, and today it hovered back up in the $100,000 threshold, and that resulted in the Bitcoin miners as well as CleanSpark ending the day with 7% gain. That's big news. I mean, the last couple of days, we've been just seeing the ups and downs. It's been a very bipolar market. While the price of Bitcoin goes up to 100,000, we're just scratching our heads trying to understand how come these miners, especially companies like CleanSpark, why is the company stock going down? But today, it's good that we saw it enter the green zone, and I think that we're beginning to see bullish signals. I want to go through the overall updates on what my price forecast is. Most of you are wondering, is CleanSpark a buy, a hold? What should I do with my investment? Is investing into CLSK, is there potential here? We'll talk all about that as well as go through some company updates. Now, if you're new to this channel, please make sure to smash the like, subscribe for more related content. Let's begin, guys. So we know that, especially with us being in a bullish market with the price of Bitcoin, I think that money is going to start circulating into the miners, especially with companies like CleanSpark here. So we're looking at the technicals of CleanSpark. We're looking at a 1 year range here, and just going back to like the time frame of 2024, about Q1, not too long ago, if you think about it, it reached the $24 zone here. And what I'm anticipating is where the current price is today in December, early December, at like the threshold of like close to $15. I'm thinking in the month of December, we're going to test that $24 prior resistance in the near term. And if we can see that breakthrough 25, then we're going to start gapping up heading into the new year or even before that. So we can't really tell when that's going to happen. But I think with the RSI being relatively low, being oversold over these last several months, I believe that we're going to start seeing bullish signals pick up. In fact, we're beginning to see that already, and especially with profit takers from big companies like MSTR, Coinbase, other companies like Nvidia, we're beginning to see profit taking circulating into undervalued companies, especially companies like CleanSpark. So I'm beginning to see bullish signals with the golden cross of the data that we're seeing from a technicals analysis. As we zoom out here, let's look at the charts like zooming out here. So what we see here, the green line is the prior resistance that CleanSpark met prior to 2021, which came out to be like in the above $40 range. So if we can start testing the breakthrough of its prior resistance of 24, gapping up to like 28, I think in 2025, we can potentially see it gap up even further. So if I were to draw a line here, there's that potential to get up to the $40 range sometime in Q1 of next year. Bullish signals are happening. We've seen the potential in companies like MicroStrategy, but I think because the Bitcoin miners have been just lagging so behind, I think it's really time where we're going to start seeing a big sudden inflow of buying opportunities with these miners. And that's why I think CleanSpark in the near term, this month, it's going to test its prior resistance from a short-term perspective. But as we head into the new year, it's going to start gapping up with that 3x potential from where we currently are, right? So that'll be like in the $40, $45 range. And who knows, it may gap up even further. But I think that from a realistic standpoint, we can see this hover up to like the $40 range here. So that's my technical analysis, given the fact that we see the sentiment of Bitcoin with the new leader in place as our president, Donald Trump. I think there's a lot of backing of Bitcoin deregulation. Lots of countries are trying to acquire Bitcoin right now. It's a scarce commodity. Uh, People are beginning to think of Bitcoin as like a digital gold commodity. So Bitcoin's not going away, and the price of it is going to continue going up. And let's say even if Bitcoin were to reach like $150,000, what's going to be the risk? Yes, it may correct itself, but is it really going to drop significantly as what we saw in the prior bear market? So that's where we are, and the fact that we're still in a bullish market right now, especially with the post-halving taking place, I think that these numbers are going to be achieved very soon. So that's my takeaway. Let's talk about an article here where Macquarie announced they maintained at Outperform for CleanSpark, and their target was raised to $24 from $20, and that was announced yesterday. So just wanted to share with you on the sentiment of institutions setting the target, increasing their price targets with CleanSpark. Now, just going through the overall news that we saw not too long ago, about 3 days ago, CleanSpark released their November data, and in the month of November, they actually mined 622 Bitcoins and achieved a daily production rate of 21 Bitcoins per day. That's not bad at all. That's like rank number two out of all the Bitcoin miners behind Mara, where Mara was able to pump out its all-time high, especially in the post-halving in April of like 900 Bitcoins mined. So congratulations to Mara as well. Now for CleanSpark, they increased their hash rate and efficiency from a month-to-month perspective by over 7%. So I think just with the numbers that CleanSpark was able to achieve, I mean, trying to get to a hash rate goal of like 37 exahash, that's really solid numbers. And heading into 2025, their goal is to get to like 50 hash rate overall. As of November data, we talked about the 622 mined. Just overall, 2024 numbers, they've mined 6,356 Bitcoins, and they hold about 9,297. So they're like number three out of all the Bitcoin miners right now in terms of HODL Bitcoin reserved on their balance sheet. And their month and operating hash rate is 33.7 exahash. And what happened in November is that they actually sold about 26 Bitcoins with an average price of $84,000. So the good news is they have a HODL of 9,297. So that's not like they don't have any Bitcoin, but with each Bitcoin costing about 100,000, then that just shows how much they have on their balance sheet. And just with additional updates across the different miner sites, is that they've energized different locations for mining with S21 Pro miners, with the hash rate increase, especially in Mississippi and in Wyoming. They have construction of two immersion cooled Bitcoin mining data centers totaling 75 megawatts underway. And they're also expanding each site with the latest generation S21 immersion XPs, which will add an additional 5 exahash in total to CleanSpark's hash rate once that's installed and energized. So I think because CleanSpark is making huge advancements across their different mining sites, that's only going to allow for them to increase their production rate, be right behind Mara, and just continue to increase its share price and add value to their shareholders. And overall, most of you are wondering, what does this mean? I think from a technicals analysis standpoint and a fundamental analysis standpoint, from a technical standpoint, overall, the stocks have been beaten up so bad to the point where a lot of people are just wondering how come CleanSpark isn't even going up. I mean, back in March, it went up to like 24 when the price of Bitcoin is not even at the current price. But we just haven't seen the bullish run yet. The relative strength index indicates that it's been oversold for the most part. But now when you factor in the fundamental analysis, because Bitcoin costs about 100,000 per coin, that overall will show on their balance sheet, their income statement as they report Q4 financial data, just with each Bitcoin costing at a minimum $100,000 and they're able to mine over 20 Bitcoins per day. That alone is like over like $2 million in terms of revenue. And on top of their operational efficiency, that's really going to help them bring down their overall cost and then increase their profit margins from a quarterly perspective, which we will definitely see in Q4. So there you have it. I think if you're wondering whether CleanSpark is undervalued, I do think that CleanSpark, in addition to other miners, are undervalued at this time. And when you compare CleanSpark to like MicroStrategy, I would think that CleanSpark has much more potential. Even though MicroStrategy has been a huge workhorse, I think that CleanSpark has that easy potential to break through and have huger gains and be the workhorse towards the end of 2024, heading into the new year. So there you have it, guys. That's my analysis. I hope that you found this video valuable. I'd love to hear what your questions, comments are. Please leave it down below. Thank you.